Okay.
And bring these out here if you want, or.
Okay. I just.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
we don't want to spend a whole lot of money.
All right.
But you know,
We're just not big entertainment people. We don't have many people over. She'd like a larger space back out here, but we don't use it very much. So it'd be nice to have, but not going to invest a lot in it.
There we go, fireplace.
Well, you know, I'm a retired school teacher. I did IT for a bunch of years in accounting, finance, and we live in the world of what's reasonable and what makes sense.
Right.
And that's kind of what we do. And everything I see we can do for reasonable.
And reasonable. I mean, we have no idea what we're looking at as far as.
Is it 5,000 or 20,000? We don't have any idea what we're talking about.
And I'll give you a quote in writing, but I'm going to tell you that, for example, you're looking for a multiplier. Usually new deck builds runs about $25 a square foot.
Okay, and how many square foot? Well, if we, in your eye, I mean, what would be a good size for this for us to do here?
One of the things I teach my customers is I don't care how big it gets, it's always going to ultimately be too small. Right. And it's just what people do is that once you get this guy on here, and I teach people, get your Excel spreadsheet and make squares out of it instead of rectangles. And when you do that, set up your deck being about 12 foot and 12 squares. And then set up the other side to go about 12 squares. And then if you want a chair on it, that's going to be about 2.5. And if you're going to pull it back to get in it, then you need to budget 3 squares.
See, I really want 4 chairs.
Right. Okay. So, right. Well, this is how you plot your deck. Okay. You want a Weber grill on it. Okay. Let's go 5 by 2, and your plants, and that way you can determine yourself in your mind's eye. You close it and say, oh man, I want the hammock over there. So the polyzonal rope hammock is going to be about 8 by 5.
What is least expensive, the decking or doing a paver patio? Or some type of patio?
Patio.
A patio, okay.
Patio.
She's interested in really just putting down some pavers or doing some type of patio.
Or doing some type of patio
sure.
over here.
Leave the deck alone.
Yeah,
You know,
sure.
that we can move the furniture and the grill
Okay.
onto a patio
Of course.
and leave the deck, have it, of course, re-stained and do all that. But see, I had it, if you can look here,
Yeah.
I had it done a year ago, and you can see where the paint is. I mean, sun all afternoon. Sun, I mean, this is
2 questions, if I may.
okay.
Who did it? Do you remember?
It was the guy that does it on the side.
That's fine. Second question, what product?
He used Flood. Flood was the name brand.
I remember you telling me that.
Right,
And
yeah.
you got some in your garage?
Right.
Okay, before I leave, can we look at
You want to go get that thing? Your
product
all
and-
your cleats are sitting on it. That big gray.
the biggest joke in the home improvement market, because we use everything just to test or we study it, and Thompson's water seal almost is getting to the point it used to of saying that in the 1960s we're going to Xerox this. We're not going to copy it. Because of the amount of commercials came out by Xerox, it became the industry word for copy. Xerox is the same thing.
Right.
It's the branding. And Thompson's, we're going to Thompson's water seal the deck,
Okay.
which is the worst product on the market.
Okay.
And I don't know anything about Flood, but let me take a peek. Thank you, sir. And it doesn't mean anything, but what I'm going to do is get a picture. And I'm going to start some research.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that it's going 3 years on decks. It ain't going 3 years on decks.
Right. No, it's not. Definitely not. We've only had it maybe
It
at
hasn't
least a
been
year
a
and a
year.
half.
Yeah, a year at most.
That's
right?
crazy.
Right.
That's crazy. And what you can see is your color here, your failure here.
You can see where the sun hits it.
And one of the things I want to study about Flood is how the prep needs to be. And should you do certain things that wasn't done, because it looks like if it's saying all the right things to me. I mean, it's saying the UV and the 5 and the 3 and all the right stuff. But here again, it's just marketing.
Right.
And I want to find out a little bit about it. And we have some companies that actually study this stuff. Consumer Reports being one of them. We used to like Cabot's a lot, and we put it on a bunch of decks. And then Valspar bought Cabot's, which is a Lowe's product. And then we started having lots and lots of problems with cabots.
Okay.
And we would apply it and it would peel. And we would go to the customer and say, 12 years we've been doing this and we are not about to put some on here that's going to cause me a problem.
Right.
And then we strip it and we try Olympic and it's great. And dollar for dollar, it's the Olympic that's standing the test of time.
Okay. So I'm up for just redoing, just refinishing or whatever needs to be done to
Sure.
keep this the way it is, and then maybe doing.
Okay. I would be a very strong advocate of exercising some patience and let's get through this horrific pollen season.
Sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't want to do anything till that. Yeah.
And let's clean the deck. One, I'm gonna give you a quote to clean the house separate in case, because a lot of people say yes, it makes sense.
Right.
And then you can choose A, B, or A and B. And it's a 12 by 12, which is about 250 square feet. I would probably lean towards maybe 3 to 4 gallons of sealer. And the sealer's running about 30 a gallon is a good estimate for that. And it's not at the point where I'm going to walk out here and ever say, it's at the level where you can improve. You can save it, and I would knock that guy in,
Right.
because bare feet and little things like that. But I would never advocate taking the wood off of this deck.
Okay.
It's got a lot of life left if you take care of it, and maybe indefinite.
So, and if we were to expand the deck, we would have to take the wood off.
Well,
right?
you'd want it to look the same.
Right. So you would have. That would be
It's not necessary.
okay. But
And I'll
could
tell you
really-
how you can save that is you put a solid color sealer on here.
Yeah, I don't like solid color sealers really.
Right.
But yeah, that's a way. Okay.
But what I will tell you is that got a bunch of pretty colors and demonstrations, and this is unbelievable for me because I don't see that.
Too many.
Well, yeah, and you're coming out here and you're
Yeah.
looking at one that needs, because that's bare wood.
Okay. So
It'll be
that-
gone soon.
That's mine. So
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, that one, and then you see the one turned 90 degrees to that looks like a cedar, transparent.
Okay.
And then the next, the light brown is, I can't remember the color of it. And you see the vinyls and lots and lots of very attractive colors here, which I mean is neat.
So does anything need to be done to this fence?
Absolutely.
What needs to be done to that?
If you don't want any color on it, please do a natural.
Because that will do what? It will make it last longer?
Protect
will
and seal it,
protect the
yes
wood?
ma'am. Yeah, and I'm a very strong advocate of looking at the bottom, and we had a beagle that loved to dig under, and so we stuck it a little deeper, but it makes wood rot.
Right.
And sometimes you can't help it. Let me take a peek at this guy.